What's up, everyone? I'm Travis, and you're watching Upgraded RC. Welcome back, guys. I cannot believe we are already up to video number 5 here. I mean, time is just flying by. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys, and I hope you enjoy watching them. I hope you're learning something from these upgrades. I hope the upgrades are helping you out. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, this is the top 5 upgrade video series for the Axial SCX-10.3 and SCX-10.3 JT Gladiator, which is what this is. Now, we've already had our first 4 videos. In video number 1, we removed the 14-tooth pinion and installed an 11-tooth pinion. Wow, that gave us greater climbing ability and it slowed our wheel speed down. In video number 2, we installed 15mm wheel spacers all the way around. This gave us an 1.25" wider stance. Now, video number 3, we went ahead and put these Pitbull Rock Beasts on here with the G-made aluminum wheels and the bead locks. Wow, that gave us a little bit better traction, and the looks says enough for itself. And then it gave us almost a pound of weight on the low end as well to help us get that traction a little bit better and stay on the ground when we're climbing steeper stuff. Then we went ahead, video number 4, and we upgraded our suspension by increasing the stiffness of our springs. And I also went up to 50 weight on my shock oil. We discussed all of that stuff, whichever would be best for you and where you're at. Now we're up to video number 5, and I haven't told you guys what this is going to be yet. So anyway, video number 5 is about what's been called the weakest link on this rig from many people I've seen on YouTube. It's the Panhard bar mount, that damn plastic mount they put on there for the track bar, basically. We're going to remove that plastic Panhard bar mount, and we're going to put an aluminum one on there. Now, I've been looking around, and I ended up finding one that I really liked. It's made by Treal, and it has an integrated shock tower as well. I figured this would probably be better because you don't just have the 2 screws holding the Panhard bar mount on. You've got the whole shock tower is integrated into it. So it should be pretty stout. I don't think I'll see any flex out of it, and I bet this takes care of the problem that anybody out there has got with their plastic Panhard bar mount breaking. Let's get on with it, guys. All right, so here's what I ended up going with. This is from Treal Hobbies, and this is their anodized aluminum shock towers with the integrated Panhard bar mount right here. That's why I was saying this is going to take all the flex out of everything. This is going to be so stout and sturdy. I can't see this being a bad thing. Now, since they are shock towers as well, I decided to go ahead and get the rear, because if I didn't do that, it wouldn't look right, it wouldn't ride right, and I was planning on doing this anyway. I was looking at some other shock towers, but I don't mind these. I think they got a great look to them. I went with the red. They also make this in a black and a gray. Just so you know, the part number we got on here for these, if you guys are interested, is X002JCLENF. Wow, I'm surprised I can read that far away. I guess my vision's still pretty good. All right, so this is the part number for the front shock towers with the integrated Panhard bar mount. And then for the rear shock towers, we have got a X002JC1VYR. So there's the part numbers. All right, let's see what we got here. There is your bag with all of your mounting hardware in it. Looks like you got some Allens in there and a couple of spacers, the collars. All right, and then, oh, there it is. Wow, that is beautiful. Look at that. They did a fabulous job on anodizing this aluminum red. And it's got some really nice, looks like chrome or silver lining around it. That's beautiful. It looks like they also gave you 12 holes to mount your shock now. And that is strong. That is not going to flex at all. I cannot get that to bend or move. This is going to be great. That's beautiful. All right, let's see what this one looks like. This one is pretty much the same thing. It just doesn't have the Panhard mount on the side. So there's your driver's side with the Panhard bar mount, and here is the passenger side. Now in our other package here for the rear, let's see what they gave us. I can tell right away they gave us some stickers in this one. I don't know why we didn't get stickers in the other one. We got screwed out of those. Okay, here we go. Well, there's your stickers. Looks like you got some pretty nice stickers here. And here are the other two shock towers for the rear. And there is your mounting hardware. So it all matches. It all looks really good. It's all super strong. In the back here, they gave us, it looks like there are 8 holes in the back to mount your shock. Well, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get them on here. Just like everything else, it looks like this is going to be a pretty easy install. The first thing you're going to want to do, go ahead and take your body off, and then I'm going to put this on my stand and take all 4 tires off, and I'm going to start with just taking this shock right here off for now. That way we can really get a good look at the Panhard bar mount, and I'll show you guys which screws we need to remove to go ahead and take that apart. All right, so we got all of our tires off, and I've removed the shock from this side. Now you can really see what's going on here. Here is our Panhard bar mount right here, this plastic piece. Now this is held on by this Allen here and this Allen here, and then you've got your track bar, which is mounted up to the track bar mount. So go ahead and disconnect your track bar here, and then take out this Allen and this Allen. That will remove the Panhard bar mount. And then we have one left over here we're going to need to take out to remove the shock tower. And there's also 2 on the top. Hopefully you guys can see this. But there's one right here, and then I've also got to remove this one right here. And like I said, this one and these 2 here, and take your track bar off, and we'll get that thing out of there. So here is the plastic Panhard bar mount. Now, just a little tip, guys, it makes it a lot easier to get this Panhard bar off and disconnected from this. If you go ahead and remove these 2 screws here, take your Panhard bar mount off first. Then you can get to this Allen here that holds your Panhard bar on. It makes it a lot easier for removal and for installation. So anyway, this is it. This is the plastic piece that has been labeled the weakest link on the SCX-10 III. You do not need this no more. Also, guys, the 2 bolts here on the top of your inner fender wheel I told you to remove the rear one first. That way, you can take the entire fender well off, and now you can remove this Allen, which will release the shock tower from the fender well. It just makes it a lot easier. And when you're putting it back together, do the same thing. Go ahead and put the small one here first so that your shock tower is held into your fender well. Now you can put this up here, and it'll hold everything in place. It won't be falling down. It's a lot easier to get your bolts in. Now, before you do that, though, I'd go ahead and mount up the Panhard bar to the Panhard bar mount here. That'll make it a lot easier before you go ahead and put everything back up. And there are some spacers supplied in your hardware kit. You may or may not want to use them. If your Panhard bar is too close to your servo horn when you're mounting it up and it's binding, you're going to want to use one of the spacers, probably the smaller one, to get away. Maybe you need the longer one, I'm not exactly sure. But make sure that when you are doing this, you're getting your Panhard bar lined up as straight as you can to your axle. You want your axle and your Panhard bar to be straight and in line with each other. That way, when the lateral force is applied by you pushing up against a rock or something with your tire, your Panhard bar will be the strongest and in the most rigid spot if it's straight. If you kick it off too far to the back or to the front, it's not going to work as well. It could bend. So keep that in mind. And also on your hardware kit there that they gave you, there's a lot of extra bolts in here. I think they just gave that to you to make sure that you had what you needed. Some of them are longer, and I don't know what their reasoning was behind that. I measured both of the shock towers, and they're exactly the same. So you don't really need the longer bolts. I would say use the bolt that fits. Don't put too long a one, and it's going to end up hitting the side of your servo or something like that and putting a hole in it. So use the correct bolts, use the correct spacers, try to get your Panhard bar in line with your axle, and you'll be good to go. And by the way, don't tighten up anything until you have all of your bolts in. That way everything's going to be happy and it's going to be in the spot that it wants to be in, and you'll be able to tighten it all up at the end. Everything will be perfect. So, here's what it looks like all mounted up. I did have to add the larger spacer here for the Panhard bar onto the mount because it was rubbing my servo horn. So you may or may not need to do that. I tried the smaller one first and it was still rubbing, so then I went ahead and went to the bigger one. Now I have no problems. Second here, all the 12 holes that we've got up top here for your upper shock bolt to mount to, I went ahead and went with the lower line. That way it's going to give my car, my body just a little bit more ride height. And then I went dead center in the middle of all the holes. And I did that on purpose because I want to see exactly how this is going to perform. I may or may not be changing this out in the future, but basically you're trying to pick the hole from left to right or center so that your tire is centered inside the fender well so that it's not kicked off and hitting the well. You want your tire to be centered, not to the left and not to the right. So I don't know, I started with the center here first. I figured it'd be a good place to start. And then if I need to make adjustments, I can make adjustments. So the other side is exactly the same way, except you don't have the pesky Panhard bar or mount. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch that side out as well. And then I'm going to do the back also, which is just 4 bolts, and that's all there is back there. And well, there's what it looks like. It's pretty dark under my fender wells, so I don't know how well you can see that. But I'm going to go do some crawling here in a little bit, and I'm sure you guys will really be able to see it. I'll get some good shots of it. But I think it looks really good. The red almost matches my wheels. They're a little bit different, but pretty close. I'll take it. I think it looks awesome. All right, well, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video on the plastic Panhard bar mount removal. And we added shock towers. It's also going to wrap up our top 5 upgrade video series, which I enjoyed immensely doing for you guys. I love trying to teach people how to do things the correct way, or show you the little bit of knowledge that I know about these cars so that you can go out and you can crawl better. It's going to perform better for you. You're going to get less body damage, less scratches. You're going to get stuck less. You're going to get over obstacles better. Upgrades mean the world as far as everything goes. Anything stock sucks. And thank you once again for all of your support. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. I love making these videos for you. I am not done. We are just getting started. There's a million upgrades out there for this, and we're going to end up doing a lot of them. So if you are a subscriber, you will see them coming up. It's going to go ding and go watch the video. If you are not, you can follow Upgraded RC. You can keep checking on me, see when my videos are coming up. Maybe you'll see it on one of the groups that you're in. I post them all the time. Other than that, it's been great, guys. I really appreciate it. It's a beautiful day here. I am going to go crawl the hell out of this, and I'll get some good video and add it to the end of this so you guys can see what's going on and how well mine performs with these upgrades done to it. You guys go have fun too. I want you guys to send me pictures, send me video, go crawl, go have a great time, go jump your bash, your crawler, do whatever it is you're going to do to make you happy. Go jump in a lake if that's what makes you happy. I'm Travis. You're watching Upgraded RC. Peace out.